today's garage. We're here for another one, and today I am in the beautiful countryside of Kendall, New York. We got Lake Ontario in the background here. I'm at my uncle's house for a 4th of July party this weekend. We're just preparing and getting everything, but the content does not stop, guys. Today's video, we are going to be hardwiring my radar detector. I have the Uniden R3, and we're also going to be installing my front plate mounts by EOS. We're gonna do full walkthrough, full guide of all that today, guys, because I need to get my license plate put on the car. My temp tags just expired today. We need to get to it, and also I don't need to be getting any tickets, so that's where I'm installing the radar detector. So let's go on ahead and dive into the video. There's the M3 featuring my uncle's garage. This is what it kind of feels like to have a garage. My cousin Priest, who's something else, who thinks he's a player. He ain't even about to help with the install, but whatever. He thinks he's cool. He thinks he's cool. And then we got my little helper today, my girlfriend Angela. All right. Okay, guys, so first install we're gonna start off with is the install of my Uniden R3 radar detector. I picked this up on Amazon for about 250 bucks. I'm gonna put a link in the description so that you guys can go and pick one up if you need our radar detector. Really helps. I had this installed on kind of like a windshield mount, and I used a cigarette lighter. It's really good. It really tells you where the cops are from maybe a mile or two back. It's super helpful. Also, in today's video, we're going to be using the mirror mount. This is also available on Amazon. It comes in a package. I think you can get it in a bundle with the Hardwire kit that has a power source for the radar detector that goes right in there like that. And we're going to be tapping into some plugs and some power that comes from the mirror mount here. If you have an F30, if you have an F8, you should be able to tap into the power right there. Both these grounds, we have a ground and we have a power source, and it's super easy to connect these. And then once we have everything connected, we'll close that back up and we install our mirror mount, and it should look nice and clean. So let's go on ahead and get started with it. All right, guys, so to get started here, you're gonna want a trim tool of some sort made out of plastic. Try to avoid metal, because that will scratch the plastic here. I'll put a link in the description to this so that you can pick one up if you don't already have this kit. I highly recommend it if you're going to be doing trim or interior work in the car. So let's go ahead and try and separate this piece of plastic here. Sometimes this piece of plastic is a hit or miss. Sometimes you're successful, sometimes you're not, but try to get it in the middle, and this part here should separate pretty easily like that. Be careful, because you could break the clips and you don't want to have to pick up another set of these. Here's our wire taps here. We want to get these taps into the plugs that come out of the roof liner here, that gives power to our mirror and some of the driver assistant features on your BMW. Whether you have an F30 or an F80, there should be some sort of similar setup here. I'm going to pull the mirror off because it makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on here. So pretty easy to do that. Just slide it on down, comes right off. Pull the clip out of the socket, press these two tabs in here. It should come right out. There you go. We just disconnected my dash cam. All right, so you move this one out of the way. The one we need to get to is the purple. You don't even need to pull it out really. We're gonna take our red wire here. The red goes to the red and white wire here. You can just stick it in the socket. There you go. Then your ground here, which is the black wire, this is going to go into the other side of the purple. Right, and there you go. If you want to, so as you can see, the red is on the right side of the purple cord here, and the black is on the other side. just remember that, and it's pretty easy to ground them. So let's go on ahead and test the power on our radar detector. All right, so looks like we successfully have power here. So we can go on ahead and turn the car off. Let's go on ahead and grab the mirror. The mirror back in its slot. Plug your power back in here. Click. All right, now here comes the fun part. The fun part is getting all the wires tucked in and the plastic. All right, so here's your plastic here. I'm gonna try and tuck these. What worked for me is just kind of tucking them around in here so that the wires don't get caught. And then you kind of want to also run it out the back here so that when you try to attach your I ran the wire here. I tucked behind the wire that comes down from the headliner, and I'm gonna make the actual power cable come out of the other end because it needs to come down so that we can plug it into the adapter when we actually do the mirror mount. So let's go on ahead and try and put the pieces of plastic back on and make sure everything fits right. This is always the fun part here. Let that fish out the bottom here. We're almost there. And voila! This comes out the bottom here. We have plenty of wire. Let's test our radar just one more time. Make sure I didn't pull the taps out when I was trying to close the plastic casing. All right, we're good to go.
Expand.
Okay, so to get started with your mirror mount here, you want to put both the screws into these slots here, screw them into the top piece, and then you don't need to tighten them up yet because you actually need to take one out so that it can go around the mirror. From just like this. There we go. Should be able now, if you're looking at, should be able to get that around. Now we're gonna want to take our screw here, screw it in. You have to find the right angle that works for you to do this, but I find that it's relatively straightforward to do it from the left side of the car. Okay guys, so I got the mirror mount on the actual knob for the mirror here, and now once you get it around and you get the screw inside the hole, you want to take your Allen wrench and start to tighten it in. And one thing I want to note is you want to have the mirror mount kind of pointing out to the right. I don't know what it is about the F30 and F80 cars, but you have to have the mirror out to the mount out to the right for this to kind of work properly, and for the mirror mount not to sit right in the middle of the car, for it to sit to the side. And then once you get it off to the right here, then you want to go on ahead and start tightening it in. So you're gonna take the Allen wrench, the Allen key that they include, and just start tightening it in. All right guys, one thing to note is, I would adjust the mirror to the place that you normally like to have it when you drive, because sometimes it can be hard to move this if you don't do that before. So put it in the place that you want it to go and then tighten this down. All right, so now that the mount is on there good and well, it's tightened down into these side hooks there, because you don't want this moving around too much while you're driving. It kind of keeps the pivot ball here tight. And then you take the slot, you see the slot right here on the radar detector. It goes right into this part here, and it should give a nice solid click, and voila, there you have it. And then you want to take your power cord. You might have to pull a little bit out. Put it in the slot here. Power, and now it's mounted. And you should be all set with your radar detector. I really like how this looks. It's really clean. You don't have to have any cores that come from the bottom. It looks good and tight. So let's go on ahead and move on to the next part of the video, guys. Okay guys, so here is our Extreme Online Store front plate mount kit for the M3 and M4. Here's all the hardware that I think you need. It comes with a bunch of like instructions and layout, but I've narrowed it down to these like couple pieces that you need. This is the main part that goes into the tow hook. So we are gonna get started with that first, and then I'll walk you through how the rest of the hardware attaches. Okay, so let's come on over here to the car. All right, so here on the M3, you have the tow hook hole. It's really easy to get this out. You see this arrow right here? Just pop it in. This should come right on out. So when you pop it out, it is really easy to pop it out. However, if you've never tampered with your tow hook before, there is a part that is attached that keeps it on there. I've got a set of cutters here to cut it off, because I mean, you don't need this piece right here. You can always just set it back in. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it off. Cuts off real easy. Don't touch the paint or anything like that. Set that to the side. Don't put it anywhere hard, because that can scratch and it's part of the car. So I'm gonna take your end of the tow hook kit here, and the one that has threads, and put it in here. One thing I want to say is I want to spray just a little bit of WD-40 in here so things don't get rusted out. Put a little WD-40 on the end of the tow hook as well. Make sure that doesn't get stuck on there. All right, good to go. Then you want to take it, start to screw it on in. All right, nice and tight. Okay, now that you have it hand tightened, you want to take a 17mm socket and go on ahead and tighten it up. All right, they recommend 60 foot-pounds of torque, but I mean, just get it on there so it's tight enough, and it should be good. Give it one good tap. There we go. To get started here, I recommend that you take the long bolt. You put the first plastic piece here. It's a little shaped like this here. Put it on. Basically what I'm doing is I'm starting backwards so that when I put it in there, all the stuff doesn't fall out. Then you're gonna want to put on your actual brace that holds the screws for the main piece that it includes. Then you want to next take the other plastic piece that comes with it. All right, then you want to take your main plastic brace here, and then take the other plastic piece that kind of simulates the same shape as it. Then you take that next piece and then you place it on there, and then you want to take your washer, put it on. Then we're gonna take our spacer, and now you have it completely assembled. And now we're good to go on ahead and take it and put it in the car now. Okay, once you have everything properly seated, you can take it and put it in the screw hole here. So now the nice thing is this won't all fall off inside the car, or you'll lose it. And then you can just kind of hand tighten it in there for now, and then we'll take our Allen wrench to secure it later. All right, now that it's hand tightened, you can go ahead and take your Allen wrench that is included in the kit and just tighten it down. Make sure that the bracket stays straight while you're tightening it down. And that honestly should be good enough. So now we are ready for our main piece here. This is the part that the license plate actually goes on. So one thing to note, my M3 has parking distance sensors. You do not want to cover these up with your license plate holder, so you want to mount this in a position that actually does not cover these, so you don't have any disruption. So I found that if you put it right about here, it should work well. And then you want to take the 2 screws that are included for this portion and just go ahead and hand tighten them in, as so. Okay, now we're gonna screw in screws here with the other Allen wrench that they provide. Okay, so now that all that is on there properly and it's enough space so that you're not scratching your front bumper or anything, there's an extra spacer in the kit if you guys do need it. But I have just enough clearance where it's not doing any damage to the car, so I'm okay with it. Now we're gonna go ahead and test fit our license plate, which should line up in the 2 holes that are on the little platform it gave you. It should look something like that. Let's go ahead and hand tighten them in. And then you have 2 bottom screws that are the same size for the bottom 4 holes. All right, now they're all hand tightened. Take the Allen wrench that it gives you for the license plate screws, tighten them up, and bam! There you guys have it. You have your front license plate mount installed. It's not actually touching, no holes drilled here. It's nice and clean and flush. Make sure that it's straight. I live in a state, Massachusetts, where you're required to have a front mount license plate, and this little kit, it's like 50 bucks. It helps so much. I'm gonna put a link in the description to the kit so that you can go on ahead and pick one up. And with that, guys, that is all we have for today. Uniden R3 radar mount and Hardwire kit installed, and the front mount plate. All these things will be in the description, as I said before earlier in the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow the build, follow the journey. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.